Still not 100% over what happened last night, but I figured a way out how to deal with it. And I think by tomorrow, I'll be over it completely. By now, you should all be aware that Montreal lost Game 6 against Tampa Bay, forcing a Game 7 in Tampa. I really prayed for an easy win in Game 6 for the Canadiens, but it was the tightest game maybe that I've ever watched ever. The shot counts were close. The goaltending was phenomenal. Both teams had plenty of high danger opportunities. And the officials actually put their whistles away for once, but both teams did have exactly 4 penalties. I didn't want to talk about this game last night. I gave myself one night to sleep on it, but I think I'm ready now. Let's talk about it.
And it looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
All right, let's try to make this kind of quick and painless. I'm going to recap the game, but not in the usual way that I do. But I do think that there are vital moments of this game that are worth talking about. So let's do that. And if you're not already a subscriber here, why not hit the subscribe button? Tampa fans, if you did somehow make it here, hey, I'm not the biggest Lightning fan in the world, but if you liked my video, why not subscribe? Because I'm going to be following this right to the bitter end. So the lineup remained the same, and the atmosphere in the Bell Center was incredible. Lots of fans anticipating Montreal moving on from the series. Fans in the street celebrating early, and it's heartbreaking. Another thing, during the national anthem, Hudson actually looks like his nerves are getting to him. Few people have already noted this, but I thought this was pretty strange. He might have just been overcome with emotion, who knows? But yeah, you don't see Hudson like this very often. He usually is pretty ready to meet the moment. So they start things off. The Danault line is out there first. They're getting things started pretty physically. And that would continue throughout the game for the Danault line. Josh Anderson finishes with 9 hits. And then early on, Dobes pulls a prank on the team. That's always fun. Good way to wake the team up. And it's good to get this out of the way early. Now we see Caulfield put one off the post. And then Caulfield tries to set up Slav back door, but the puck gets deflected away. Early on in this game, the Habs looked really good. They looked like the better team. But now around the 7-8 minute mark of the game, the Lightning will refuse to leave the Montreal zone. Montreal just has no answers to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this was very concerning to me because this was the Danault line. Struble and Jakub were helping in the back end. They could not collect the puck and move it north. That was the problem. A little later on, Demidov and Slav are now trusting the forecheck, getting into it and getting it in front to Evans, but he can't solve Vasilevskiy. And now we see Texier with low-key, probably the best chance up until this point. And you'll see in the replay here, I think I should have that video. Another inch above the pad, this is going in, and it would be 1-0 for Montreal, which might have been able to do it. Now in the second, Caulfield is not going to get any better of a chance than this. Caulfield was better this game, but buddy, if you're getting these chances, please put them in because this is all you. He's not getting a lot of shots on goal, but he's getting shots like this that don't register as shots on goal. Still, I think of all the expectations on players, yeah, maybe Caulfield is the one that is coming beneath the expectations the most. And now Phillip Danault, looking like the hero of the game, pulls a goal off the goal line. If Montreal had won this game and it was by 1 goal, Danault would have been an even bigger hero here, but sadly, this is just a really respectable play that he was able to react quick enough. But this opportunity was caused by Montreal. Jakub threw it up the boards. It was a little bit careless, and then he doesn't play it well in front of the net either. Montreal did have possession and they threw it away. And now Doc and Bolduc are sent 2-on-1 with a brilliant behind the back dish by Texier to send both these guys north. This line has been really a bright spot. It's unfortunate that they were on the ice when the winning goal was scored, but we'll get to that. And yeah, it's not all their fault. Now on the power play, Demidov is robbed twice very quickly. And for me, these are the 2 biggest saves of the series, like number 1 and number 2. Shockingly incredible saves here by Vasilevskiy, who was in top form this game, and he's the reason they won. Now, there's only a couple of things worth mentioning in the third period. There was a high stick on Braden Point by Mike Matheson, which was definitely a high stick. There was some debate about this, but there's no way, the fall. This is not a follow through. In accordance with the rule book, this is not a follow through. He does not have control of the puck here. It was a wild swing. It catches him in the face really hard, and he's damaged. He's bleeding. This would have been a 4-minute penalty. And then later in the third period, Demidov is given a bad penalty, but everyone just kind of feels like this is a makeup call for the missed penalty on Point. It's easy to see that, of course, Demidov is driving the net here, and Cirelli hooks him last second, which sends Demidov into Vasilevskiy, causing the goaltender interference, of course. But thankfully, Tampa does not score on the power play here, because this would have maybe incited a riot. There's only 3 minutes left of the game. Yeah, this definitely could have been a punch in the gut power play goal by the Tampa Bay Lightning. So as often is necessary, we need more time. OT starts, and Demidov with his 5th shot of the night early on Vasilevskiy. Vasilevskiy gets a toe on it again. This was just a few inches a little bit higher. This would have been the game ender. Now Gooch is going to get a penalty in OT for tripping, and Montreal is headed to the power play. Hudson on the power play with a beautiful opportunity, but he can't find the solution for Vasilevskiy, who has looked like he snorted his pregame meal. And now Gooch, fresh off the penalty, makes Suzuki look like he's falling asleep out there, but Dobes bails out Suzuki. Both teams got lots of opportunities. They both looked good. The two players of the game were Vasilevskiy and Dobes, but Dobes is going to be the one that lets the goal in. It's not his fault, however.
Moved ahead by Bolduc, kept in by Hagel, sidesteps some pressure. Here's a chance in front. Goncalves scores.
Goncalves makes it 1-0 for the winner. I immediately turned off my TV as this happened, so I didn't really get to analyze it last night, and today I'm looking it over with fresh eyes. I think the most distracting thing that happens here is Doc is being edged out to get to Hagel. A lot of people were calling this interference, and yeah, maybe they would have called it interference in a regular season game, but they're not going to call it on OT here. Doc should have just bailed on this and put some pressure on Hagel. Chances are he's not going to get the puck away from Hagel, but at least he makes Hagel make a decision. This isn't the critical error, though. The critical error, I think, is Bolduc, who leaves his man Dominic James all alone. He starts chasing the same guy that Arbor Xhekaj is chasing. That's Brandon Hagel. I truly think if Bolduc would have continued pressuring his guy James, we wouldn't be talking about this today. And now Gouli is on Goncalves, who is much smaller than Gouli, but seems to be giving Gouli a pretty difficult time. Goncalves does relent and allows Gouli to get in between him and James, so Gouli wins that one technically. But then Gouli chooses to do a road hockey move, and now he's on the ice, taking himself out of being able to play Goncalves physically. Goncalves gets 2 free whacks at it, and on the second, he finds the back of the net. So that's it. I was extremely disappointed last night, but watching it back today, and by my count, Montreal had more high danger opportunities. They really should have been able to capitalize on 1 or 2 of these opportunities. I mean, that one sequence between Demidov and Vasilevskiy, both those saves should have been goals. And I did see that Montreal is leading the series in terms of high danger chances with something like 59%. So today, reflecting on just all of that, they lost in the closest way possible. Vasilevskiy was lights out, so was Dobes, but Vasilevskiy made those 2 impossible saves, and he made several others that were very close to going in, basically as close to going in as they could be. But I don't think that Montreal should hang their heads for this one, and I don't think the fans should either. This was an incredible hockey game, and we got to experience it. We're experiencing really, really good hockey right now, everyone. And I'm not just talking about the Montreal series. There's other series that have been just incredible to watch. And Tampa Bay is definitely one of those teams in the NHL that's a measuring stick team in the league, and they have been for a long time. In some ways, they're stronger than they were in the past couple of years. And so for Montreal, a team that is still in some ways defined as a rebuild, like they're still waiting for pieces, this is incredibly encouraging to see Montreal put up this type of fight against a veteran team like Tampa Bay with superstar players like Kucherov and Hagel and Vasilevskiy. So, Game 7 tomorrow, biggest game of the season again. But does Montreal have the maturity to meet the moment, meet Tampa Bay in a Game 7, do what they have to seal the deal? That's going to do it for me, guys. You know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results or something like that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.